Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Beatsbyish, and this is my video for the entry.
Beatsbyish, what is your first music-related memory, and what is your favorite?
I have to say that my first music-related memory would be when I took a tape recorder and a Casio piano, and I made my first beat for my mother, where I just played everything out for 3 minutes at a time, from the pianos to the drums to the bass, and I would have to say that was my first memory, and I would have to say that's my favorite. That's when I really started to get into music.
Great. How did you get into making music, and what was the hardest part about starting?
So I got into making music because I come from a musical family, and my grandmother was a songwriter, and she wrote over 100 songs. And with writing over 100 songs, she bought a lot of different pieces of gear and equipment, and I just sat down and started working with it. And I would say the hardest part was teaching myself how to use all the different pieces of gear, because I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know what was what. I used to just plug things in and try to figure things out. So I would say that was the hardest part of getting started for me.
How much did other people help you get into music making?
I would say people helped me a lot, especially my family. You know, coming from a musical background where my father plays keys, and my auntie sings, my cousins sing, my grandmother was a songwriter, my grandfather played trumpet. So coming from a musical background and having all those different elements around me played a big part of me making music.
What made you decide to use the samples you chose for your track?
I would say the samples that I chose that really spoke to me, from the way they sounded and the way they stood out and resonated when I was going through the samples. So I really just caught a nice feeling from them, and that's why I chose the samples that I used for the track.
What role does emotion play for you when you're working on a track?
I would say that emotion plays a big part in making tracks for me, because I never sit down and say I'm going to make this type of music or I'm going to make this type of beat. I just sit down, and however I'm feeling or the emotions that I'm going through at that time, I just let it speak through my music on how I put things together.
Great. What musical instrument did you start playing, and what do you play now?
Well, I started playing drums when I was 5 years old, and played drums coming up through church. And as of now, I play the drum still, I play piano, and I play a little bass guitar.
What musical software do you use?
Musical software, I would say I use Ableton Live 9, I would use Reasons 5, I use Logic's 10, Pro Tools 11. I use pretty much all of them. Machine. I use a lot of different varieties of musical software.
Describe your creative process. How do you get started creating a new song?
Well, my creative process is I just put my headphones on and just get in the zone and catch a vibe. It's nothing too crazy. It's just I sit down, put the headphones on, find a sound that I like, catch that vibe, and then just let it all come out.
Great.
Alright, well, this is Capone, aka Beatsbyish, signing off.